The world as it is full of noise, a lot of noise, and a lot of people are swayed by this noise. It takes people who have decided, who have chosen to live life by design, go against the tiles. Welcome to the Girl Equip YouTube channel. I'm glad to finally meet you. I'm Esther, and I'm the founder of Girl Equip. Girl Equip, it's a platform that gives you access to relevant information, opportunities, and resources to help you to become your best self. The thing we're driving with in our community is living life by design. What does it mean to live life by design? Now, I need you to picture this: a bush and a garden. The bush is just there. It's not being cared for, clearing it. There's no one ensuring that weeds are not growing. It's just there. So any and everybody can just go to the bush and then dump anything that they want to. However, picture a garden. A garden was intentionally created. So the gardener had the choice of flowers that they wanted to plant on the land. They had like the specification, the areas where they want each of these flowers to be planted. They had like an end goal in mind, and then they did the garden to reflect what the gardener or the owner of the piece of land wanted to do with the space. Now, the difference between the bush and the garden is that one is by default. It is just the way it is, unattended to. And the other one was designed, right, with a vision in mind. So we want to show you in this episode how you can live your life by design and not by default. Because in today's society would mold you to live life by default. What does it mean to live life by default? It means to just take every day as it comes. It's to live or react to life as opposed to living life by choice or responding to things, right? Living life by default is just existing, right? So what does that mean? You're going to school, getting a job, getting married, having kids. That is okay, but wouldn't you want to have a great life, right? So having a great life is choosing to live life by design. What does it mean to live life by design? Life by design means to intentionally shape your life based on your values, your goals, and purpose, rather than just reacting to whatever life throws your way. I know you might be asking now, how do I live life by design? The first thing you need to do to live life by design is to know why you are here. That's how it begins. You know, the world has defined success to be the number of cars you have, how much you have in your account, how many people know you, how many followers do you have, how many likes do you have. That is not what success or what it means to live life by design. The first way to know that you're living life by design is to know why you're here on earth, because there is a reason for your existence. The TV, the chair, your clothes cannot tell by itself why it is here. It needs its owner to give its meaning. So it is very important that you go to the one who made you. And who is that person? Is God, right? God is the one who designed you. He saw a need for you in this dispensation and he sent you. So it is high time you put a pause on just the routine way of just living life to really questioning yourself. Why am I here? I'm sure that God did not send you here on earth to just survive. Right? God did not send you here on earth to just pay bills. There is more to your life than what it currently is. So it's high time. How do you go about knowing what is God saying? It's to go to him in prayers. If you can just with the sincerity of your heart, right? And just say, God, direct me. What is it you created me for? Why am I here on earth? And it takes a level of quietness to be able to hear what God is telling you. So you may need to tone down on the activity and just spend time with God. Go through his word and know what he's saying about your life, right? While you're doing that, for some of us, expressly we know this is what God is calling me to do. For some of us, it comes as a knowing. It comes from the things that we're angry about. It comes from the changes we want to see. So while I'm talking, can you start looking into your life and see what are the things that I'm really angry about, right? What are the things that I'm gifted with? What are the things that comes to me easily to do? What are the things that God is propelling my heart? Now you want to praise, Lord, how do you want me to go about it? These are very, very detailed prayers, right? You want to pray. You prayed, God is beginning to lead your heart towards the things, the problems, the pain, the situation that you'd want to solve, right? Now that you're beginning to have this sense, this discernment, this pull to what God is calling you to do, for some of you, it may be a year, for some of you, it may be 5 years, right? But while you are at it, the next thing is to begin to work on who do I need to become that God has called me to do. Who do I need to be? That question, you need to sit down and write a vision for your life. If you look around, businesses have visions, companies have visions, governments have visions. You have a vision for going to school, but we do not have vision for our lives, right? So it is high time you sit down and write a vision statement for your life and say, this is who I am. This is what God has called me to be. Because when you have vision for your life, it does two things for you. It helps you to say yes to things, and it also defines what you should say no to. Some of us, we say yes to every and anything. We can say yes to any and everybody, to any situation. Why? Because we do not have a vision. What the vision simply means, it's a future that you see through the mind of your eyes, right? And that vision is what guides you. It's what determines what you do. It's what determines what you say, right? It's what determines how you dress. It's what determines the values that guides your life. So you have to write a vision, right? Now that you've written a vision for your life, the next thing is in putting in the work. Putting in the work is not in the fancy posts that you make on social media about, oh, this is the vision for my life. It's not about the talk, because many of us were good at just, oh, this is what my life is about. Those are great, but oftentimes we do not talk about the cost for living life by design. Living life by design is an expensive way of life. It costs to live life by design. Life by design is knowing the season of your life that you're in and paying the price to ensure that you become that which you see in the minds of your eyes. So now you've been able to write out the vision for your life. The next thing is to write our goals in this phase of my life, right here, right now, in this season of my life. How can I make the most of my purpose, or how can I make the most of myself? Remember, I said, who do I need to be? So, in that quest or in that journey to becoming who you need to be, you need to start writing down goals, right? So, what are goals? Goals are roadmaps to ensuring that you get to a particular destination. So, if you're here and you're here, goals are what are the things I need to do to move me from point A to point B. So, that is what goals are. So, you should be able to write long-term goals and short-term goals. Areas of your life you want to take intentionally in setting out clear-cut goals to ensure that you're becoming who God has called you to be. Because many a times we're so quick to doing the things, right? Doing. God is first interested in working in you first before he works through you. So it's very important that you take out time to ensure that you work on the quality of your being before you start looking out for, oh, I want to do this, oh, I want to do that. First, sit down, right? You first have to sit down. And there are seasons of your life where God is calling you to just sit and work on who you need to be and not necessarily what you need to be doing. Okay? So now, working on who you are, right? Like I've mentioned, long-term goals, short-term goals. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be talking on short-term goals. Short-term goals would be, what do I need to unlearn? What are the bad things I've learned as a result of being in my default state that I need to unlearn? I need to relearn. What are the different areas of my life? These are like few areas of your life that I believe if you're consistently improving on, who you are as a person would evolve drastically. First of all, is your relationship with God. How do I make sure that my work with God is growing. How do I live my life by his principles and not by what society or my feelings are deciding or my experiences are deciding for me, right? So you have to put that out there, your relationship with God. Another thing is, how do I improve my mind? How do I improve the quality of my mind? With the book you read, it's with the kind of content you expose yourself to, it's with the kind of conversations, the kind of people you have in your space, right? You have to be very intentional. There are some people in these seasons of your life you have to wave goodbye. Be intentional with your mind and how you invest in it. Because if the quality of your mind is sound, you will produce quality results, right? Talked about your work with God. We've talked about the quality of your mind. Let's talk about your body. You need to put your body in shape. If God has called you to reach out to the nations, best believe you need to be in your best physical shape to be able to do that which God has called you to do. So whether it's with going to the egg, let's even leave gym aside, whether it's with being intentional with working, watch exercise videos right here that you can do at home, whether it's with the quality of food you eat. Quality of food doesn't necessarily mean eating expensive food. It could be fruits, just being mindful of what you eat, right? Another aspect would be, how do you show up? You can't be a woman of value and you are dressing indecently. It means that you are yet to fully grasp what God has called you to do or who He has called you to reach out to. Okay, so it's your health, your wellness, your appearance, your communication, how you carry yourself, your confidence. Those things you build them brick by brick by being intentional. Okay, another aspect is you need to get intentional with your circle. He said, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. It is often said that if five fools are in a place and you join them, how many fools are there? Because you are there by association, you become the sixth fool. And if there are five wise people and you join that association, you become wise just by association. So you want to be very, very intentional with the people that you associate yourself with. These are times where you pick your friends intentionally, because how fast you grow and how far you grow is tied to the kind of friends you have in your space. Another aspect that you want to look at is with your skills, whether it's business, whether you have a 9 to 5, or whether you're a student to your career, right? You've got to ensure that you're constantly improving the quality of your being, especially with what you bring to the table in the area of your skill and capacity. Right? For some of you, these are times where you need to go seek for a mentor. These are times where you need to go look for a company to work with. These are times where you need to go learn a skill, right? These are times where you need to join the Girl Equip community to ensure that you're intentional with growing, to get better with your money game, and how to own your money. I'm not just talking about making money. I'm talking about learning to understand money, right? Learning to make money work for you, because the truth is, living life by design, it's not cheap. You need money to do that, right? Okay, so you cannot take these things for granted. I bet you if you do this on an intentional basis and a consistent basis, it's only a matter of time. You would see that you're evolving into who God has called you to be. Life by design, like I said earlier, it's not cheap. It will cost you. It will cost you time. It will cost you your attention. It will cost you pain. There are times, because living life by design means you have to say no to a lot of things and yes to a lot of things. Please do not take this for granted. Ensure that all that has been taught, you take out time to really sit down with yourself and reevaluate your life, right? There is a task sheet we've created for today's teaching that would help you to ensure that you implement and apply all that has been learned, right? So please check the description. You would see the link. Fill out this task sheet. Join the Girl Equip community. The link to the Girl Equip community is in the description. Join. You're going to have someone who will be holding your hands to go over what you feel and ensure that you have a system, right? A system that helps you to implement the tax sheet that you filled. Now, next episode, we're going to be talking about how to create a system that aids living life by design. Because oftentimes we've seen that, oh yes, people get excited about having to live life by design, but because they do not have the internal structure to sustain it, it just goes with the wind, right? So till I see you, please do well to subscribe, and see you in our Girl Equip community. Bye.